Hello, World Civilization 107 class. You will be starting with me on the 22nd of this month, and I'm looking forward to it. There's just a few things that I want to address. So right now, I have not opened up anything else, just in this announcement. Please feel free to write to me. I'm working at my second job almost 40 hours a week right now. Those hours are about to be reduced so I can focus more on this class. And as soon as I get my syllabus situation, everything figured out, that'll be the next thing that I publish. And then I'll open up the class, at the proper time when the semester is actually starting, okay? But I will try to get the syllabus set up for you as soon as possible so that you can kind of look at what's going on. I'm then going to put out some announcements describing in more detail what to expect from this class and, aspects of the work so that you have the tools to be able to succeed. I need to remind everyone that this is a summer cram course. And I don't know why, but I get often, every time I teach a summer class like this, I will get a bunch of students that somehow are thinking, oh, this is a class that gets done in 7 weeks, not realizing that we're putting an entire normal semester into 7 weeks. You should only be taking one summer course. If you're taking another summer course, okay, you're putting too much work on yourself. I'm not here to control that part of your life. If you're working 40 hours a week, that might be something you have to do. What I want to make clear is that I have to teach the entire usual semester in 7 weeks, and that's what we get. We average about 3 chapters a week. Okay, do you understand? Around 3 chapters a week. So there's no way to not make this a work intensive course. So you are done in 7 weeks, but for those 7 weeks, you need to tell your best friends, your significant other, other people in your life, you're going to be busy for these 7 weeks. Okay? And there's no way around this. Okay, you need to be able to focus on this class. Now, how I set this up is already I don't like the idea of trying to cram information in which you memorize for an exam and then you just forget. Okay, I want you to still learn. Now, the tricky part of this class is that 107 is already a survey course. The amount of information that you are going to be exposed to is, to put it lightly, ridiculous. Okay? Even when you take this class on a normal semester, you will be hit with a wide range of information. And you're going to go through the week, you're going to look at what you have to do once I open up the module, and you're going to probably feel really overwhelmed. But here's what you need to know. I've been teaching for years at Minnesota Junior College. I've been doing online teaching for years. And I have been teaching the summer classes for years. What usually ends up happening is that people drop relatively soon, or they stay and they get a B or an A. Because what you'll see is that I make success realistic for you. Okay? You're going to watch a lot of videos. You're going to take a lot of notes. And you're going to have to write a lot of papers. If you're a person who is totally against writing papers, you need to think through whether or not this class is a good fit for you. Okay? But the papers are not research papers. They're not expected to be academic in the sense of, of needing to make a very polished paper with, like I said, research and this thick bibliography. What you're going to be expected to do is give me kind of recaps based on the information specifically that you went over. I will go into more explanation specifically about the papers later on. You will not be doing any multiple choice, so you will not be needing to memorize vast amounts of information. You will be needing to do lots of work, reading, watching videos, taking notes, and then reiterating information back to me in short papers that demonstrate that you actually watched the videos and did the reading. Okay? So that's what that's going to be. Those papers are not going to be research. You can't go online and try to cut and paste and rearrange and all that kind of stuff. No, you're going to have to be right on point for what we cover. So, and what you'll see is that it's very consistent. You know, I know I've had professors in the past where they talk, you know, they have these long lectures, they have you watch these videos, and then you have exams and there's nothing, they don't correlate, or sometimes they don't seem to line up and things are confusing. You are going to see that despite how much work you get, I will be very clear, it'll be consistent. Once you get to week 2, you should have my class really figured out. But I think we can have you all on the same page week 1. Okay? So I will not go into all that detail right now. I just wanted to give you all a heads up. I want you to just kind of like brace yourselves to get in that mindset already, okay, for working. Now, I want to say something about all this work and the time period we're living in right now. We have just went through, well, we're still in the middle of a pandemic officially. A good chunk of the country doesn't believe in it, okay? There's a belief that it's not real. That's what some people believe. There's others who have relatives and family members who have died from it. I've met all of this in my circle of friends. I have a friend, he doesn't believe that this is real. I've met people at my work who lost their loved one. I just met a customer who lost a sister to it. A lot of them are, it seems like the New York and the East Coast has been affected the most. I have a friend that I've been talking to there, and the feelings about the coronavirus and its relevance are very different there than like others that I've talked to in different parts of the United States, because different states have been affected differently. Now look, I'm mainly pointing out that in the middle of this, we've had different states, wherever you're at, like react differently. I live in Portland, Oregon right now. It's been much more strict up here, okay? And in other states, it's not been as strict. I think California has had like the shutdown and the phases still. But I had a friend that was traveling through the United States, and there's others that haven't been doing it at all. So we've all been going through this, and it's been very stressful because no matter what you think about it or believe, you might have lost a job. You might have lost a loved one. You might be losing your mind. Experiencing a lot of isolation. It was, and already kind of trying to transition into all classes being online, whether you wanted to or not. And now we have unprecedented demonstrations going on and around the world. And many of you are having very strong opinions about this that also may not resonate with some of your fellow students. Let's be real. We're not really a United States right now. We're divided on many sets of politics, and it's very distracting and it's very difficult to focus on school right now. What I want to do is I want to encourage you and say this is like, look, I have my own opinions. I have strong opinions. And you'll probably get an idea of some of them, but I want this class to be a safe space, so to speak, for all of my students. Regardless of your politics, your involvements in things, your ideas about conspiracy theories or not, or about law and order, authority, resistance, rebellion, racism, blah, 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 you know, all of this stuff, I'm going to try to create an environment that is conducive for you guys, all you folks, to learn as much as you can in this short amount of time, this overwhelming amount of information. Now, what I also want to say is this. You are learning information in this class that is so fundamentally important to understanding the world. So even though you're going to be hit with so much information, you're not going to be able to absorb it all, but it's going to be highly relevant to your life right now. We're dealing with decolonization, colonization, basically what has made the world order operate the way and the way that it is now. So even though you're going to be doing a lot of work and there's lots of distractions, by the time we get to the end of this class, you are going to really realize how much information is not coming out in our mainstream media. And you're going to start to see that there is explanations to why the world is the way it is. Right? And I mean, even like the very bad, terrible things. Nothing comes out of a vacuum. And we'll see that there are many good things that also come out of these events. But the bottom line is, we are in a very problematic state around the world, and there's a reason, there's a context. There's always a context to everything. And what I'm hoping is that this class will do for you, like no matter where you're at politically, that it will empower you to be able to try to deal with the world that we're living in right now and all of the unexpected things that are going to keep coming up. I want you to feel empowered in how to deal with that, to have information that will equip you in a way that will make you feel like, at least no matter what side you take on everything, that you are not clueless about world civilization and the one that you live in. Okay, and once I'm, especially as I scale back my other job, I'm really going to try my best to be available for any kind of questions, even debates, for you to be able to contact me readily and go over some of the information if it interests you in this class. So basically, I think I said everything I wanted to say for all of you right now. I hope you are being good to yourselves, taking care of yourselves, and also doing whatever you feel like you need to do during these times. And as your professor, I plan on being supportive to each and every one of you in my class. We'll be in touch.